This is Zachary Cloutier from Ringside. Coming up on September 14th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Canelo Alvarez will defend Unified Super Middleweight Championship against Edgar Berlanga. Currently, Berlanga is a super middleweight contender with a record of 22 wins, 0 losses, and 0 draws. He holds 17 knockouts and a knockout ratio of 77.27%. His career debut was on April 29th in 2016. His height is 6'1", and his reach is 185 centimeters, having an advantage over Canelo Alvarez, who has a height of 5'8" and a reach of 171 centimeters. That is a 14 centimeter difference and at least a 6-inch reach difference. However, with Canelo's superior experience and experience in a variety of weight classes, holding multiple world titles in multiple weight classes, I believe that Canelo will easily dismantle Berlanga. And rightly so. Many fans have hailed Berlanga as a cherry pick and an unworthy opponent for Canelo Alvarez, wanting Canelo to instead fight the likes of David Benavidez or David Morrell, who consecutively held the number 2 and number 3 spot for the best super middleweights. In Canelo's last 4 fights, he successfully defended his undisputed super middleweight championship 4 times against the likes of Gennady Golovkin, John Ryder, Jermell Charlo, and Jaime Munguia. His fight with Gennady Golovkin was one that was contractually obliged, in which Canelo and Golovkin had a tie in their first bout, and Canelo had won their second bout. Instinctively, Golovkin would want a third bout to attempt to win a victory over Canelo and finally settle the rivalry. And instinctively, Canelo would want a second victory over Golovkin to set in stone that he was truly the better man. That fight was necessary in the contractual obligement of their rivalry. Next, Canelo fought John Ryder, who was a top 10 contender in the super middleweight division, but similarly to Berlanga, he was not necessarily the worthiest opponent. He was one who was already past his best, and many say that Canelo shouldn't have fought Ryder. Ryder was in a similar position, I believe, to Edgar Berlanga in ranking and ability, except the difference was that Ryder had much more experience than Berlanga. For Canelo's next bout, he had a dominating performance over Jermell Charlo, who came 2 weight divisions up from super welterweight to fight Canelo Alvarez. This was to settle another long rivalry, except Charlo had also already been past his best in many eyes, as Charlo hailed to move up 2 weight classes and hadn't fought anyone truly notable, at least to the scale of Canelo Alvarez. Everything in this fight was going against Charlo, meaning that Canelo's dominance was inevitable. But out of the 4 title defenses that Canelo has had for his super middleweight championship, his most recent opponent, Jaime Munguia, could be considered the most worthy opponent. Munguia also held multiple world championships and held titles at multiple weight divisions. He most recently held the WBC Silver Championship, which was the belt which was slightly under the interim championship and was worthy for a title shot. Munguia, although young, did show the proper attributes and the proper experience to fight Canelo Alvarez, and I believe he was a worthy opponent for Canelo to fight, even if Canelo did not face off against David Morrell or David Benavidez. Now Canelo is to fight Edgar Berlanga, as I had said, and Berlanga does not show anything on his resume to state that he'll show any threat to Canelo whatsoever. Berlanga's best win was over Patrick McCrory, who according to BoxRec is a 3-star opponent, which would qualify to something like a country level or continental level opponent. Now, Berlanga, after a 5-fight streak of unanimous decisions and no stoppages, did stop Patrick McCrory in 6 rounds, showing improvement in his skill and versatility. Berlanga, although improving and although a worthy prospect, he is not a rightful contender to the unified super middleweight championship. And I believe Canelo will easily dismantle Berlanga within 5 or 6 rounds. And if this bout is to go the distance, I believe Canelo truly is on the decline. And I believe that if Berlanga is able to not get stopped and have a remotely close unanimous decision, that Berlanga is a much better opponent than we previously perceived. Although I believe Berlanga's outcome of victory is unlikely, and I believe Canelo will be able to stop him in 5 rounds. So for my official prediction, I believe Canelo, with his superior strength, experience, power, ring IQ, and overall fundamentals, will be able to beat Edgar Berlanga, and as many have said, perform a routine title defense of his unified super middleweight championship. This is Zachary Cloutier from Ringside, and see you in the next episode.